How many of you guys are affected by social media on a daily basis? Yeah? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm really hoping all of you are. But today I will be presenting social media, all of its benefits in education, as well as the professional world. I'll be providing you with some personal examples as well as other research examples along the lines, and then also I will end with how we can apply it to ourselves today. So current social media is a very large variety. It's much more than you just assume. It is Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and even Google search engine. That is considered one of them, which we don't really connect with often. The CBER educational program here at Pepperdine University it focuses on sciences, mathematics, humanities, and things of this realm, but the only thing that we have in relation to social media and communication would be this class, the speeches and rhetoric. It does not include social media on a very general scale. And in today's generation with us, this is falling behind. This could make us, we don't have an advantage in the world. We are college-educated students, correct? Yes. We're all here, we're all putting in an effort to advance our education. And we go to a liberal arts school, which means that we should be getting a well-rounded education, as it says in their, purpose statement. It's through the program, students explore areas outside of their chosen concentrations. So we don't need to go into social media, but we should have an understanding because it does affect our personal lives as well as professional lives. Compared to people that aren't pursuing college education, we have it great. But for those of us that are, we're competing with Oxford and Stanford, and all of these people are probably learning more than we are with their general education programs. So Pepperdine would truly benefit from the social media general education course. We are millennials, and for those of you who aren't too sure about the definition, it's a group born between 1982 and 2004. So we're part of it, and we have been raised on emerging technology. So we don't know everything, but we do know more than past generations. But even though we've been growing up with it, we've noticed that it advances at a very fast pace. So even if we did have a general education course in social media, we would still have to update it yearly, if not multiple times a year, because of all the enhancements. And this was done by Philip quoting you know how it really stuff. So colleges would benefit all over, especially Pepperdine University, because they are, especially here, they do want us, they want good graduation rates, and they want good rates for students getting jobs after school. Otherwise, why send your kids to Pepperdine? You pay a lot of money, you want to see results. So by having a course in social media, we would be able to understand communication, because communication has been broadened since we've grown up. Within the last 18 years, there has been internet, there has been social media, and what this does is it's able to connect you with people in the classroom, but also outside of the classroom. So it builds professional networks and even just personal networks. So what next? Well, progress. And to do that, we need to be accepting of an additional general education course. So Danny Pasking quotes that 61.8% of companies have very high expectations of new hires. If you're an intern, they expect to teach you something. But if you're a hire, they expect you to know what you need to know, like what they hired you for. They're not going to waste time teaching you how to communicate, how to reach out to their targeted audience. Like, they expect you to know this. And how can we know this if we don't know how to use Twitter, if we don't know how to use Facebook? Like, there are actual programs that teach you how to use these social medias to make the most out of it. If we only know like this much, and really it's like this deep in information, there's so much left to explore. Fullerton.edu says that 148 colleges responded in 2008 that they use Facebook. Colleges have been using Facebook to reach out to students and promote themselves since 2008. That is 8 years that they've been using it and not teaching us how to use it. All that they teach us is don't post a picture of you drinking underage. That's all they tell us what to do. They don't tell us how to properly use it and promote ourselves in a positive way. Brandwatch.com says that 4% of Fortune 500 companies use Twitter. 4% of Fortune 500 companies engage with their audience on Facebook. So I guess technically that would have lowered, but now instead of Facebook, they've replaced it with Twitter. You know, those Twitter polls, companies all the time are reaching out to their audience for feedback because they genuinely care, they want to communicate, and they want to know. And we should know how to use that as well. We could use it to reach out to them. I use my job at Waves on Call all the time. And even if alumni don't donate back, I still make connections because I'm communicating with them via the system there, and we connect on LinkedIn, we connect on our email, through emails and Facebook and all of that. And now we have connections in Shanghai, here in California, and all over. It's incredible what you can do with social media. This is just a basic dictionary definition of social media, and as you can see, it's expanded to groups of people sharing information and contacts via websites and other online means. Another example would be in Singapore. They've created a future school, and it's still in a test run. It's, I believe, established in 2013, so it's still only a few years old. But what they've been doing is they have been integrating social media. They've been teaching it to their kids and using it within the classroom. And this is a quote. I apologize for what I'm communicating, but the principal, he says that people will be equipped with the essential skills to be effective workers and citizens in the workplace. So what can we learn from the experience of a few years that it's run so far? This would be, they bring technology into to enhance learning, because those are the tools that will cause the fundamental shift in how teaching and learning will be delivered in the classroom, but also out of the classroom. Especially for shyer students, if you create Twitter messaging, group chats and stuff, for the shy students that aren't that have a disability, that cannot speak out in class, they are able to enhance their learning and ask the right questions, and then the teacher can provide feedback by reading it. And I've seen it in effect here at Pepperdine, and it's worked. There's been a lot of things where that I never would have asked that question, it never crossed my mind, but a student who had that thought to deepen my understanding was able to ask the question, even though he or she would not have felt comfortable outside of it. In another research in Australia, recently, last summer, 2015, they found that by using technology to within the classroom and outside of the classroom, students with disabilities were able to further their education and learn with disabilities. They were able to enhance their learning, and Pepperdine actually does provide a sort of service of this sort. I'm one of the note takers for this class, and if there are more, and what you do as part of the program is which some of you might also be doing, you write notes and you summarize what's been going on in the classroom to submit it to the note taker drop off. And what they do is they pass on the information to the students that have trouble learning within a classroom setting. So what it does, it enhances their learning, and they're still able to get a good education here at Pepperdine, but they go through things that prohibit them from the classroom setting. But it does help them, they do learn, and we're able to reach and expand our student base. So how do we summarize this and apply it to our future? What we need to do is we need to work with it instead of against it. I know that many older generations are incapable of understanding because it's so fast-paced and it's so advanced. But if we accept it instead of saying, oh no, that's not for us, we want to stay traditional, we're going to end up falling behind. So if Pepperdine doesn't accept it and does not include it in the future as a general education course, their students will not have the advantages of other universities. We will not be having good rates in the workforce. Fortunately, though, Pepperdine has been using some of these things. They have been implementing it. We do have wave event, we do have courses, we do have handshake, but that's about the extent of it. In this class, though, we use YouTube, especially like to watch ourselves. And honestly, this has been a very big benefit for us because we're able to watch examples as well as watching ourselves and including it for personal development. And I think that's very unique, and I wish that more classes did this. In another study, there were 30% of 1,000 college faculty surveyed saying that they do use it. But I personally believe that this is too low, and I'm hoping to increase this rate. So how do we do that? What we need to do is we need to propose a new academic proposal at Pepperdine University. And so what you do is in the Google search engine, you type out new program proposal at Pepperdine University, and you click on the second, not the app, it's the second option. It's a PDF, and it looks like this. And what we do is we fill it out, and then we submit it, and we get back all of our information. And what it asks you to fill out is an introductory program description. So we describe it, we explain our rationale, we explain how it will impact the institution, how does it support Pepperdine University mission statement, the program sustainability, how it will play and affect the budget, everything. What we do is we draw it out, we submit it, and then we get a response. And that's all. Thank you.